Good morning, everybody.
And happy Valentine's Day from Siem Reap.
Yesterday, Yummy got outside of her comfort zone and pushed past her fears. So I think today is my turn. We're renting a motorcycle. Well, that didn't last long. That lasted all of 30 seconds. We got our first battle scar of the trip. So, as it turns out, that was a little too far out of my comfort zone. So we're gonna head back to the hotel and replan and reevaluate. The camera overheated while I was filming the last part. So I took the motorcycle up and down the street a couple times on my own, and I felt pretty comfortable driving it. It seemed pretty straightforward. So I went back to the motorcycle store to pick up Yami, and we got our bags ready, had her hop on, and about 10 seconds after pulling out of the store, I crashed. We were headed straight for some stairs that were on the side of the road, and to steer away from them, I tried leaning. And I'm sure that people in the comments that know how to ride motorcycles will tell me that that's the wrong way to do it. And yeah, we crashed, like right away. We broke the mirror on the motorcycle and one of the fenders got loose, and they just charged us $15 for the repairs. And they were actually nice enough to subtract $8 from that off of what we had just paid for the rental, because it was clear we're not gonna be renting a motorcycle. So I would say a pretty cheap lesson learned overall. I'm glad it wasn't a lesson that we learned several hundred or $1,000 later in a hospital. And yeah, that's how the morning's gone. So now we're gonna figure out what the new plan of the day is. I think we're gonna stick to just good old-fashioned walking today. I'm really thankful that all we have to show for it is a couple of scratches and a couple little bruises, and not a giant hospital bill or broken limbs or anything worse. How are you feeling?
I'm alright. The bruises, hurt. But they're like small, they're not bad. It's just on my knee and my elbow. Oh, and I got a band-aid. Yeah, it's okay.
So lesson learned, if it's your first time riding a motorcycle, don't ride it with another person. This temple is well off the beaten path. So driving through the city on the tuk-tuk, we both looked at each other and were like, what the hell were we thinking renting a motorcycle?
Yeah.
There were so many situations we saw how motorcycles were navigating the streets, and we would have wiped out so many times. We'd have gotten much more injured than we did. So I'm kind of glad that that's how our morning went, because it could have been a lot worse.
I think it was also like a sign to not do this, especially as beginners, and I'm really glad we, because at the end, after our crash, she was like, do you guys still want to ride the motorbike?
And I was kind of willing to do it again, but I saw Yami clearly in shock and a little bit of distress, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, no, so I'm glad we didn't. I think next time we'll just have to take lessons, because I definitely want to learn how to ride it, especially around here. Get to experience, I don't know, a little bit more like a local and get to see cool things without having to pay so much to visit.
One of my bucket list items is to ride a bright red Vespa through Italy with Yami, so I definitely want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, so we'll have to take lessons somewhere. But anyways, for the time being, we're still in Siem Reap, and we just came to one of the most remote temples in this loop. Let me pull up the name. So this one is called Banteay Prei Temple, and it is way, way, way out here, and we're the only people out here.
Yeah.
And
yeah. This looks so, obviously it's ancient, but this is ancient. It hasn't been touched nor fixed. It's the way it is.
All the other temples we've seen have been at least partially restored. They pull the bricks and rocks apart and then they restack them a little bit more organized. These look like they've just been left since the first day they were placed. We saw just how remote we were and how far the walking distances were between all the temples, because we passed by all the temples that we want to see today, and we saw just how distant they were. So we decided to break down and just hire our tuk-tuk driver, because we don't get cell signal out here.
No.
So even if we needed a grab or we needed water or something, there's no option for us. There's no restaurants, there's no cell signal, there's no people. So I think $10 to hire a tuk-tuk driver to drive us for the day is well worth the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna walk around this temple for a little bit. We're gonna enjoy being the only ones here, and we'll see what it's like.
Yeah, these are pretty remote.
Okay, there's this one entryway area that looks kind of clean. Lots of cobwebs though. Not too many people walk through here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is ancient.
Oh yeah, so they have some supports inside of this one to hold up the roof from collapsing.
Yeah, but I mean,
So I probably, yeah.
like, check it out.
There's some rocks there that are ready to fall down, so I'm definitely not going inside of there.
Oof.
Feels like we're on the set of an Uncharted game or something, just walking through actual ruins all on our own.
Yeah.
Just gotta find where the treasure is. Yeah, I mean, the roofs on most of these look pretty unstable, so I don't know that I would really risk walking through most of these hallways. But just being outside and looking at all this is incredible.
It's insane that nobody's here, but I can see why. This is pretty far.
Yeah. I can definitely see why this one isn't as popular as other temples. It's way out here, and it's basically just a bunch of ruins, but it's a very unique temple if you do come out here. It's a completely different perspective than all the other ones, just because you get to see an untouched temple, truly. Moment of truth, let's see if our driver is still there. And every single one of these temples has a lagoon or a moat around it. It's pretty neat. And this is the entryway to it. I think that was the original wall around it. And then there's another wall over there.
There's no like official entryway. I mean maybe unless I didn't see it, but like we had to climb over a couple of rocks to get over here. So it's not like no path for you with the sign or anything. You just come on in.
So if you are out here, come check this one out. It's very unique.
You want to see here?
Is this one?
Yeah, do you want to check this one out?
Prasad Prei. Prasad Prei.
On our way to the next temple, our driver pointed out this one, Prasad Prei. There is another completely untouched temple with nobody here. You have to be very intentional about where you step here, just because the ground is completely uneven. It's truly incredible. If you get a chance to come look at some untouched ruins, these are amazing. There's another temple in the middle of this lagoon on that island right there. Our driver dropped us off at the east gate for Preah Khan, and we're gonna walk over to the west gate and check out the temple. Our driver said that we're the only tourists he's ever driven to those first two temples we went to. That made me feel kind of special. I think it's well worth the journey out there. It probably makes more sense if you have your own form of transportation or a driver.
Which we tried
yeah.
today.
We tried that this morning, but it didn't work out.
Because we learned from yesterday a lot of temples that we want to go to are like really far from each other. And that's why we thought of renting a motorbike today. But it's okay.
Hey, we tried it and it didn't work. So, learned our lesson.
It's another one of those like memories, like we'll look back at it like, okay, do you remember? We like pulled out of the motorbike store and we like crashed right away.
In Cambodia.
Cambodia.
But hey, I did my scary thing of the month. I'm still counting it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not like never gonna ride one again, you know, like, oh, I'm traumatized. No, I think we just should learn how to drive one first and then
It's the right way. If the path between each temple looked like this, I would gladly walk it or even ride a bike. Small yummy is small. It's kind of hard to see until you really stare at it, but every single square inch of these walls is covered with inscriptions. Just different drawings and symbols and designs. Every single square inch of this building. I also wonder what this red stuff is because it's just in this particular area in the temple. So maybe some iron or some kind of mold or growth on the temple. Someone in the comments let me know. I have a ride along now.
Oh my god. You're a Disney princess.
Editing this video, I'm gonna have so much footage to look at, and I'm not even mad about it.
This is also a reminder, if you guys want to follow us across our Southeast Asia journey, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up, and also slap that notification bell. We are also active on Instagram and TikTok at Moses and Yami if you guys want to see what we're up to.
I still think it's incredible that we have the privilege to walk through history.
I can't believe that people used to live here, and I'm just kind of going through the same steps that they did in the past, and maybe 100, maybe thousands of people started on the same rocks as I have. It's just incredible to think about time and the past.
This is the biggest unrestored temple we've walked through. It just keeps going and going in every direction. Something about these temples that I hadn't really noticed until one of the security guards pointed it out to us is that all of these are built in a square that is perfectly aligned north, south, and east and west. And they have entrances all over that line up north, south, east, and west perfectly. And it's crazy that they were able to get it with that kind of precision 1,000 years ago. There's supposed to be one geocache back here, away from the main tourist areas and away from the main building. So we're gonna see if we can find that one real quick. One big perk of geocaching is that it takes you outside the main tourist areas and shows you areas that most people don't see. These temple caches have a lot more spoilers than most geocaches just because they don't want you disturbing the area too much. And one of the photos was of that tree that is kind of curved. So it's near there and it's shoulder height in a stone. Definitely watch your step on these rocks though, because it's pretty uneven. But so far they've all felt pretty stable. Yeah, I can't imagine too many people come to this area. That's the wall of the main temple area, and all of this is outside of it and completely untouched and unrestored. So this, to me, looks exactly like this. They say in a corner behind a rock. So let me take a peek at this corner back here. Oh, I see it.
Oh, there it is.
Do you see the geocache? Probably one of the scariest geocaches we've done because we've already seen a lot of bugs out here.
Oh man, we forgot our pen again.
Oh, we didn't bring a pen. But this one's another log. Ooh, but there's some little, oh, this one has some rings in it. This is our first trinket geocache of the trip.
Oh, that's cute.
So there's a ring with a blue stone and a ring with a black stone. Just I'm gonna drop those. And then there's a couple of pieces of paper with logs in there. It looks like there's one that's been in there for a long time. Wow, this looks brand new. This is a brand new log paper. Last time it was found was 13th of February 2023. And today is, what's today? The 13th?
This is the 13th.
I think it might be the 13th.
Yeah. Oh, it's the 14th. It's Valentines.
That's the 14th. Oh yeah, it's 14th of Valentines. So someone found this yesterday. That's cool. Sacri Pante found it yesterday.
Wow.
We forgot our pen again, so can't add our names to the list, but if you guys find this geocache, let us know. There's no way we would have come this way or seen all of this if it wasn't for that geocache. Time to head back to the driver and go to our next temple. I was so busy looking at the ground, I almost missed this.
And off he goes.
Into the sunset. We're at the De Chanang Gate, or the northern gate for the Bayon Temple area. This reminds me of Uncharted 4 when you have to swim through a lagoon to some abandoned houses. We have to play that game again.
Yeah. As you may or may not have noticed, we love playing video games, and we haven't played a single video game since we arrived here. And I thought there would be a lot more like arcade, like, you know, Xbox, PS4, like lounges to hang out at.
Yeah, I was expecting some video gaming lounges. I know there's a lot in Japan, but for some reason I thought there would be more across Asia.
Yeah.
I think our driver realized that we kind of like walking and exploring off the beaten path, so he's starting to drop us off in more places like this,
Yeah.
where everyone else just drives by, but we get to walk around and check it out. I'm not trying to start the next pandemic with some bat guano.
Oh wait, is there bats?
Yeah, all over. It's just covered in bat poop.
Oh.
Okay, come on. There's a big truck coming through. Inside the wall, there's some doorways where you can actually go inside the wall, but the steps climbing up to it and the whole platform is completely covered in bat crap, and I'm not trying to start the next coronavirus outbreak. Our original plan was to walk from the first temples we went to all the way here, and that's 2.2 miles, or an hour of walking. Yeah, that's worth $10 to me. Plus we also have a ride back to the hotel. So. And this has got to be the craziest temple we've seen yet.
There is nothing else in the world that I can think about that'll beat the level of beauty of this place. And I'm not just talking about these ruins. The whole square, absolutely stunning. Every time I walk up, I'm like, oh, wow. And honestly, it's such a great feeling. I love being able to explore and having you guys along in our Moses and Yummy adventures.
And every time we've pulled up to a new temple, I'm like, wow, this is the prettiest one so far. And then again, we pull up to a new temple, I was like, wow, this is the prettiest one so far.
Yeah.
There are definitely some bats in here.
They're sky dogs.
I was gonna say this place is kind of like a maze, and then we actually got lost. This temple is, I think it's pronounced Baphuon, but in English spelling it's spelled Baphuon. But I'm gonna go with Baphuon. This is the Terrace of the Elephants, which was a royal viewing platform. And our driver said something about there being a royal palace back here. I think we're pretty drained here and our legs are really starting to hurt. I'm sure impact with the ground this morning didn't help too much.
And yesterday's long day of exploring too.
I think hiring a driver was well worth the money because we would have gotten this tired way sooner walking an extra 2 miles, and we wouldn't have had cell signal to call another driver to come pick us up. And we also get a ride back to our hotel. So I think hiring a driver was definitely worth it for today. It was $9 to get all the way to that far temple, and he's charging us $10 for this driver service. So I think that was well worth it. after a very big, crazy day and a new crazy story to tell. We're pretty hungry because we haven't eaten all day. This morning I got a baguette, and when I took a bite out of it, it was filled with ham. And then I got into a motorcycle crash, so my morning wasn't that great.
Today is also Valentine's Day, so we do have a date evening planned, and I'm really excited. I got my flowered earrings on, some lipstick, and I'm gonna let my hair down, which I don't tend to do in this trip just because it's so humid, but it'll feel cute. And I put on some perfume. You guys can't smell it, but like I did.
And I put on one of my 2 shirts with buttons on it, so you know it's real.
Ooh, fancy.
This is gonna be our first proper date on this trip. We've had several like date-like activities, but this is gonna be our first proper date. So we'll see what a date looks like in Cambodia today.
That's also one of the things we were trying to figure out while we're here, because we eat out like for mostly every meal. It's like 2 times a day, but it's like, when is it actually considered a date?
When is it dinner and when is it a date?
Yeah. Although sometimes I prefer dates that's like pizza and like a movie at home. We're also back at it again at the restaurant that's close to our hotel. So I ordered fried rice with lau pla, which I think is a common dish here in Cambodia. It's like traditional. I'm really excited to try it. And I also love fried rice.
And I let Siri pick what I'm eating, and she chose fried yellow noodles. Whenever I can't decide, I always tell Siri to pick a number, and that's what I order. Yeah, dun dun.
Fun.
These look super, super yummy. And that's probably the coolest looking dish we've got in our whole time here. And then we're topping it off with 2 Chinese donuts. That food was super, super good. And I'm coming to the conclusion that in Cambodian food, rather than trying to add a ton of flavors to their food, they just bring out the natural flavors already in there. Because my noodles, it didn't taste like they added a bunch of like soy sauce and all their flavoring stuff to it, but rather they just pulled out more juice from the vegetables and flavored with that. And it was pretty good.
Yeah, the lok lak was super good. It was really flavorful and juicy. Like, it's like beef. It almost reminds me of like a carne asada, because the meat is all kind of like wiggly. I don't know how to describe it.
And this chili is interesting, this paste. So we've kind of gotten accustomed to Thai chili over the last month. And to me, Thai chili is very spicy but doesn't have a lot of flavor. This one has more flavor than spice, but it's kind of like a deep burn in your tongue. Like, it feels like it's soaking into your tongue and burning more. I'm really excited for this date night because we used to have a date night every single week, and now it's been almost a month without a date. Well, without an official date, I should say.
We are at Pub Street, and we happen to run into the same place we got our cocktails on Saturday. So I guess that's a good sign, right? So I ordered a dragon fruit daiquiri.
And I got a white Russian.
And our drinks cost $2.50 each, which is still way better than the prices back at home.
Yeah, back home was like $6 for a beer. It's the same price at pretty much every place, it seems like. So basically just pick the spot that has, you know, the best fans or the nicest seats or the music that you like or the lack of music in our case.
Everything is being decorated here. Like, they got the hearts, the cupids all over. It's like such a vibe. It's so cute. I don't know if like Valentine's is just an American thing and then they're also doing it here, you know, to appeal to their audiences. But it's working. Look how pretty this is, and it's pink for Valentine's.
Another one.
They do not mess around with those drinks here. That's strong.
They give you a strong drink for $2.50.
Yeah, when I see that price, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna water it down.
And we can start hearing all the clubs firing up their sound systems, so the night's getting started.
Yeah.
And we're just here being degenerates, day drinking.
I know, right? For the older couple drinking at like 5.
We're literally the only ones here.
Yeah.
Pub Street is slowly coming to life. We're Moses and Yemi, and this is us after 2 drinks. About to be 3. These drinks are pretty weak.
It is 7 o'clock here at Pop Street, and everything is very beautifully decorated. They have all of the Valentines decor out. It's very nice, very bright.
75 cents.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is a tall glass.
If they have a table. Looks pretty cool. We're each 3 cocktails in now, and we're not really feeling much. So we don't know if that's because we're Mexican or because the drinks were weak. So we're gonna get a couple of beers and find out. We're Moses and Yemi, and this is us after 3 drinks. Hopefully the 4th does something.
I'm not done.
We do not condone this type of behavior. We just perform it.
We're professionals, don't worry.
We're gonna try and slam these beers in a minute because we want some excitement in our lives. So
And I'm hungry.
we're trying to get some food faster. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
We'll get back to you in a minute. No. We still have a minute left.
I guess. It's only been 15 seconds. Not bad though.
No, shut up.
38 seconds.
I can't.
Come on, Yemi, 10 more seconds.
You're asking for a miracle, dude. That's too fast. No.
2, 1, 0.
I didn't make it.
Apparently Yemi's not a professional. Oh my god.
There is no timer this time.
No timer, what's the fun in that?
You know.
We're gonna go get some pizza for dinner. And Pub Street is getting absolutely packed right now.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. It was a good Valentine's Day. That was a lot of fun. Now we're gonna get pizza for dinner and then wrap up the day.
And we're back.
So we ordered a large pizza and now we're going to go back to our hotel. Top it off with some chili first.
We picked up some food and got back to the hotel, and I think we're gonna leave it here. Tomorrow we're gonna try and catch sunrise at Angkor Wat one more time, but go a little bit earlier so we can also get the purple sky. So we'll see you all tomorrow.
We'll see you. Bye.